Yeah, I mean, a lot of fun. Obviously, I think we could have done some things to help us out a little bit more and not make it um, such a heart attack there. I think made a lot of people nervous, and we just got to find ways to not make so many mistakes. But I think you have to give a lot of credit to Arizona State. Um, you guys saw that they have tons of speed, athleticism on the defense, special teams, and offense. So posed a huge problem for us. We're just fortunate that we were able to make a few more plays and get a couple more turnovers to help us out. But we know that we made some mistakes that we could play better. So really looking forward to getting better from this week. But again, we've gone against some really good teams, and I'm just really proud of the way our guys played, and really proud of the outcome for this one.
About Tyler Algier's play after the interception, because that's going to be one we see for a long time, I think.
Yep, and that's I think that's exactly I don't mind him being a good example of what our team is all about. You just don't quit, especially when it looks bad and looks down, and all it takes is someone just trying. And really proud. I think he would just him making the tackles is a huge key play for us. But him going in there and poking the ball out, gave him the game ball, because that's what it's all about. I mean, that's those type of plays. They help you win games, and we have a bunch of guys that do things like that. I mean, the opening kickoff with, I think it was Talmadge Gunther, went in there aggressive, made that play, and so I really I had to watch the film, but I really believe we went against some really good defenders in this game, and just really fortunate that we were able to make more plays and get the win. I'm really proud of our coaches. I'm really proud of our players, and man, the fans are amazing. They're so loud tonight, and everybody was yelling. I was telling the people here that I looked up in the stands, and it just seemed like everybody was yelling and making noise, and I'm really thankful that they did that. It huge advantage for us.
Matt, and then Norma.
Kalani, what can you tell us about Jaron Hall's injury?
I don't know enough about it right now. We'll have to take a look at it. I don't know exactly the details of it. So, yeah, we'll see. We're hoping it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm happy that he walked off the field. So.
Yeah, Kalani, you touched on what Algier meant, that his whole play meant for the team, but what does it mean to be able to have a quarterback that was going down, what looked was going to be a sack, throws an interception, gets up, chases the defender as well, and puts himself in position to recover that fumble?
Yeah, I mean, that's just really thankful the type of guys that get to coach, and they love representing their families and what BYU is all about, so they're going to give it their all. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But we always mention that with high energy and high effort, we can overcome a lot of mistakes, and we've kind of lived that way the last 3 weeks. But we need to just minimize as many mistakes as we can and fundamentally play better football. And I keep saying that we got to keep playing better football, but we're going against really good athletes right now. We played 3 Pac-12 teams in a row. I don't know how many teams have done that, have played P5s, 3 P5s in a row, but we have, and we've been in the position where we've played these type of games and had to dip into our depth, and we had to do that this week as well, and I'm sure we'll have to do it next week. But I'm just glad that the coaches and our strength staff and the rest of our staff really helped develop these young men, and our young men work hard. So just thankful for that.
Can you talk on the physicality that you guys faced this game and just how you guys were kind of tested on your depth?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys saw Keenan went down, and we needed our backers to step up, and they were playing some physical football. They were running the ball. It looked like we had to just rally back and find a way to to get out of drives and things like that. But I was really proud of the way our other linebackers filled in for Keenan Peely missing, and I'm trying to think of it. And obviously when Jaron went out, having Baylor step in. So we trust Baylor, and I think a lot of people just thought we were just going to run the ball, and that's why I love what A-Rod chose to do, which is give it a shot and let Baylor help us win the game.
Dana and then Mitch.
Yeah, Kalani, I was just going to ask about Baylor. What did you tell him? He's going in there, biggest moment of the game, and he comes through. It's just something that you expected he'd be able to pull through?
You guys have seen him play enough now. You know the composure he has, and just how calm he is. He has a great demeanor about him, a lot of confidence in himself and his abilities. And I know A-Rod trusts him just like I do. The team trusts him. So when he went in there, we don't feel like we have regular backups, especially at that position. We feel like we have those three guys that can come in and help us win games. I think I've said that to you guys before, that we think they can help us win games. But we needed him tonight, and we feel like we have a lot of great depth on this team, and you just never want it to be tested as much as possible. We like to keep everyone healthy, but when you play this high caliber of football, these type of tough teams in a row, and it's a violent sport, sometimes the injuries happen, and I'm glad that we were able to have guys step in and fill.
And then you mentioned the crowd. I mean, they really made a difference forcing all of those false starts on that one drive. Have you ever heard this place that loud?
I mean, last week was pretty loud too, so it's just nice. Just stay loud and make everything difficult for the opposing teams. I really happy with all our fans, and glad that they can feel comfortable about our team being ranked and the type of teams that we were able to beat. But we've got to move on and got to learn from this, and I still believe we can play better football. I really do, and I give credit to the teams that we've played, especially ASU tonight, for making things hard for us and difficult for us. But we've got to find a way to learn and get better and make sure we play our best next week against South Florida.
Kalani, with ASU making things hard and difficult, your coaching staff made quite a bit of in-game adjustments. Just how did you feel about your staff and their ability to adjust in-game?
Yeah, I was really proud of the way that they adjusted, and that was in a lot of different ways, in special teams, defense and offense, and listening to the halftime adjustments A-Rod and Elisa made, I thought were really good, and they lean on their assistants to help them out, and so we've got a lot of great experience in there, and just really happy. And then I love how they collaborate with the players and get some feedback, and decided on making some adjustments along the way. I think you remember the first touchdown was set up by a big play that we gave up, and we're being aggressive and trying to blitz, and it just didn't work out, So that doesn't mean that we stop being aggressive. It means that we play clean football and that we find other ways to keep approaching it. It was like I liked the way he kept blitzing and kept changing things up, and on offense it was tough sledding, man. They were really stout on defense and stopped the run, but we just kept plugging away at it, and the run started to open up a little bit more.
Saw Keenan Peely was on crutches at the end of the game, and then Jake Oldroyd didn't play. What can you say about their status right now?
Yeah, Oldroyd is the same, similar. I mean, it's not his isn't for the season. Jake, he had some tightness and things like that, and we needed to move on and get Justin ready to kick for us tonight. With Keenan, we still have to evaluate it. It looks like a leg injury. We have to just kind of get an MRI and make sure we get that finalized. But he wasn't able to come back, and so that kind of tells you a little bit more about his injury. He did walk off, but we want to take a look at it and make sure that we have all that. And if it's a season-ending injury, I'll tell you guys on Monday.
Jared, last question.
Kalani, Jaron, you talked about being aggressive, and Jaron was aggressive right there at the end of the half, going for a one-on-one there in the corner, turned into an interception. Do you like the aggression, even though it didn't pay off in that circumstance? Or I know taking care of the ball is a big deal, so how do you kind of evaluate that moment?
I just like being open to all of it. When the play call came, I thought it was a good play. The corner just made a great play on it. Gunner had the ball in his hands. The corner came down with it, and sometimes that happens. And obviously, there's an easier way to just play more conservative, maybe kick the field goal. But I just felt I have to trust the coaches and I have to trust what we do in practice. And yeah, it didn't work out, but there was a time when it was 4th down and we were deciding if we were going to go for it because it's kind of 4th and long, very similar to last week, you know, and we decided as a staff probably to punt it, and I think we pinned them on the 5-yard line. And I mean, every part of me just wanted to go for it, especially because we had the success from last week, and it was good for us to talk about it as a coaching staff, and for me, A-Rod, Ed, and the rest of the offensive staff to talk about it, and just, you know, trust our defense to get it done. And so we were able to get a great kick by Rico, who's been kicking great all night, and he pinned them deep for us, and then we right in front of the rock, you know, and they were able to make a lot of noise for us, and we were able to, you know, make plays. So just really thankful that it all worked out. But I'm always open to hear and talk about different things. I really believe that there's plenty of time in between plays to have some really good conversation and make good final decisions. Then you just live with it, you know. It's of course I would have loved to had more points and after the first half, but I just like our players and our coaches to feel comfortable giving advice and giving thoughts on what they want to do.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks guys. Stay safe.
Thanks, Kalani.